Some dramatic new developments in New Orleans. That's where police have now arrested one of the employees at that jail where 10 inmates escaped last week. Investigators say a maintenance worker shut off the water to a toilet, and then those 10 men escaped through a hole behind the toilet. 4 of those escapees are now back in custody. The most recent capture happening late last night. This man, 21-year-old Gary Price, was already facing counts of attempted murder and aggravated assault. He will now face even more charges. But 6 inmates are still on the run. They are considered dangerous. They are considered potentially armed, all of them facing charges for violent crimes. NewsNation's Mills Hayes is live for us there in New Orleans. So, Mills, get us up to speed. What is the latest?
Hey there, Nicole. Well, we heard from the Attorney General this morning. We're actually going to be hearing from her in the next hour as well. But she says that 33-year-old Sterling Williams was arrested. Now, he was a maintenance worker at the Orleans Parish Prison, and he was actually there when all those inmates escaped. And he told investigators at Louisiana State Police that he was asked by one of those inmates to turn off the water in that cell where they were at. And he was told that if he did not do this, then he would be shanked by one of the inmates. And that was what was included in the arrest affidavit. Now, the inmates were able to get through a hole that was behind a sink toilet combination. And if Sterling Williams had not been able to turn that water off, the water would have flooded the cell and it would have sparked attention. And so him being able to do that allowed them to escape. And investigators say that when they first approached Williams about this, he wasn't truthful about it. He actually was a little misleading, they say, and that eventually, once they kept asking questions, he became more forthcoming. But he says that he was asked to do that or he would have been shanked. So we're also hearing that there are 4 other sheriff office employees that have been suspended as well. We don't know if they are involved at this moment right now, but there were a lot of security lapses that happened on Friday, and the sheriff says that she doesn't know if it was all intentional, but she spoke in front of City Council earlier today. Take a listen.
The investigation is going to take however long it takes because we now know there was intentional and we know there were failures, and we don't know if all those failures were intentional. So that investigation, the criminal side, is paramount. We can't do anything to, of course, to jeopardize that, but we will give that information as soon as we can. There were failures in our personnel.
And you mentioned how they were able to arrest that 4th inmate last night, 21-year-old Gary Price. And we actually just found out that CBP as well helped their air and marine operations, helped them be able to arrest that individual just yesterday, Nicole.
All right. So, Mills, we know there was also that or another arrest, I should say, last night. So one of those fugitives now back behind bars. But where do things stand for the remaining 6 who are still out there somewhere?
Right. Well, there are more than 200 officers from at least a dozen different agencies that are still searching for these inmates that have escaped. And the 6 that are still on the run right now, we are talking about people who have some serious charges, including one person, Derek Groves, who was actually convicted twice of second-degree murder from killings that happened on Mardi Gras Day back in 2018. And the district attorney actually spoke to this because he, along with his team, actually helped convict this inmate. And so he says he's personally afraid, the district attorney, Jason Williams. And he also says that at least 2 of his attorneys took their family and got out of town because they were nervous that this inmate may come back for retaliation. And those other inmates on the run, now they have not been convicted, but they have been charged with serious crimes ranging from a second-degree murder, aggravated assault, domestic abuse. And so we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens with this manhunt. But right now, everyone is a little bit on edge as far as it goes when it is the victims' families and as well as district attorney workers. Nicole.
Yeah, absolutely worried about some retaliation. Okay, Mills Hayes live for us there in New Orleans. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.